All right, welcome here to Bloomington Buddies, where two buddies talk about all things sports. I'm Eddie Finn here, joined by Quincy Bell, and we have got a crazy show planned today. We got a lot to talk about. We may not be doing another show before we go on break, but just in case we don't get that opportunity, we're going to put a couple things we were going to put in that show in here.
World Cup.
Exactly. That is going to be the biggest topic that I feel like we're going to talk about today. We got the World Cup we're going to be talking about. We'll probably save that for last. Obviously, we had some big, heartbreaking losses for some people and some crazy close games for others in the NFL. We're probably going to skip over the NBA today just because there's nothing really major, but we got NFL. College basketball is up. We are going to talk a little bit about college football, what big games are coming up this weekend. And then, like we said, World Cup is going to be huge. First, we're going to go ahead and talk about college and football and the NFL. We're going to kind of just briefly talk over that. That way we can get into college basketball and really dive into the World Cup, because this is once every 4 years, my favorite time. I've seen all of them. I don't remember 2010 and 2008, but I did watch them. But I remember 2014 crying on the couch as Argentina lost in extra and just sitting there bawling my eyes out while Messi cried on the field. Hopefully we get redemption this year. But let's go ahead and hop into the NFL. We had some really crazy games. We're going to save the best one by far for last. But how about them Cowboys, huh? I've heard a lot of smack talk from you Cowboys fans, and y'all blew a 14-point lead to a team that just lost to the freaking Lions. So I don't want to hear any more crap from Cowboys fans. And now my Giants are once again in second place above y'all. So shut up, Cowboy fans.
I think the thing with the Cowboys is their defense is really not that great as I think people think they are. I
disagree. I'm not a Cowboys fan, but they have one of the best defenses.
They gave up 29 to the Bears. That was a pretty bad defensive performance in the fourth quarter, especially. Christian Watson in particular catching 2 touchdowns. And then, Green Bay got the game-winning field goal. I'm not taking too much away from this Cowboys loss. They're still a good team.
I know exactly what it is, though. And it's Mike McCarthy trying to be an absolute...
he's a terrible coach.
He's not a terrible coach, but he was too much caught in the moment. He's like, all right, 4th down, I can either take a field goal and give Rodgers the chance to go down, or I can, just show him that I'm better than him.
Mike McCarthy, revenge game.
And, he decided to call a play that made no freaking sense. Exactly. It's just one of those things. I think that Mike McCarthy is not a terrible coach. He's not. Now, is he really good? No. But I don't think he's a bad coach. But no, the Packers somehow ended up getting that win. It was really, in my opinion, that was a crazy, interesting game.
Next game, we're going to talk about my beloved Chicago Bears.
Suck.
The Bears became the first team in NFL history to have 4 straight games with 225-plus rushing yards.
Yeah, and yet they still lost.
And in those 4 games, they're 1-3. Because apparently, who would have thought trading everyone on the defense would be a bad thing?
I think I did. Maybe. I don't know.
They do get some picks out of it. I'm not all mad about it.
And we know how that's gone for the Bears in the past.
I knew this game was... It's really hard to be mad at the Bears right now just because if you're a Bears fan, you're focusing on the future instead of the present.
To be fair, y'all have been focused on the future since you had Jay Cutler. It hasn't turned out too well for you guys.
No, that works. The future does look good. Justin Fields is going to be an elite level quarterback next year. In fact, you can argue that he is already one right now. Just had an amazing game, running all over the place. No one could stop him. But Cairo Santos misses an extra point. And that was it. 31-30.
Yeah, well, I will say, Justin Fields looks good right now, but
I know you're just gonna hate
y'all
him
just
for
get
no
no
reason.
You just got a lot of problems to fix. I think that you guys have been focusing on the future for the past 7 years, and you guys still haven't done anything. I will say Brisker and Gordon are a great start. Those are 2 great picks that I really like.
I'll give you some. The Bears have over $115 million in cap space for next year.
I understand
that is twice second place.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is, do you really think they're going to make the biggest moves? Because
I'm sure they can.
Because we've seen lots of times where they have a lot of cap, or anybody has a lot of cap, and they say they're going to make big moves, and then they sign ridiculous deals to players that don't deserve it.
I think though.
Hopefully, you know what? I will say for once, I hope the Bears get some good players. But also, let's be real, with the front office the Bears have, they'll probably offer some $60 million contract for 2 years to some low-key, terrible player.
Hey, but we got our QB, though.
You do. I think he's finally showing up now, but also that is not, it's never good when you have to say you have your QB just because he's literally doing everything. Because if he gets hurt, you're royally screwed.
Oh no! If our starting quarterback gets hurt, we're fucked. You can say that about almost every team in the NFL.
That's not true. There are plenty of teams that could still continue with the backup because they have good, well-rounded teams. Justin Fields carries your offense. His legs do.
What game do you want?
I'm 100% talking about my Giants. Fight me on this. I don't give a crap what anybody says. You can come at me with whatever you want. Saquon Barkley is the best running back in the league. At least this season. Right now, there's nobody that you can tell me that's better. Yes, Derrick Henry is starting to come back, but Saquon has been ridiculously consistent. He averages almost, I think if I looked yesterday, it was almost 6 yards a carry, which is ridiculous when you think about it. He had 152 rushing yards yesterday with a touchdown. So yeah, he's ridiculous. It's not even fair anymore. Is he carrying our team? Yes, but Daniel Jones is actually starting to show up. I will say that. Is he top 10 quarterback? Hell no. Is he like elite? No. But he is showing up and he's starting to make plays that he should have been making the last 2 years. He's finally starting to get comfortable. We got some good. Luckily, we picked up Evan Neal. We're starting to get a little bit more time in the pocket to give him to throw. Now I think we just need to go pick up maybe 1 or 2 good receivers. Maybe Beckham. Maybe come on Beckham, come back. But yeah, no, my team's looking good. 7-2 right now. Second place in the NFC East and also third in the NFC. So
speaking of the NFC, the team that I said I think is the biggest threat to the Eagles in the NFC. By the way, the Eagles were they on a bye this week?
Yes, they were.
I think they were on a
No,
bye.
They're played tonight.
Oh yeah, they play the
They play the Commanders.
The Commodes tonight.
The Commodes, yeah.
But
Washington.
San Francisco, who I said would be the biggest threat to them, Jimmy G outplaying Justin Herbert?
Again, okay, let's point this out. You guys won by 6 points, and literally all 3 of...
Not a San Francisco.
No.
So
Okay, but you've been bandwagoning them on all year. Anyway, all 3 of LA starting receivers are out. Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, and Guyton. They're all 3 out with injuries, and literally the Chargers are 5-4 without them. And I'm telling you right now, J Herb outplayed.
21 of 35, 196. I don't know. It's all right.
They got the win, and I'll give it to them. But honestly, that last play was not even J Herb's fault.
I'll give you something that I think is significant. Elijah Mitchell was actually San Francisco's leading rusher.
Right.
And not Christian McCaffrey. And I think that is significant because you're going to actually be able to give him a break. That's part of the reason he was getting so hurt in Carolina is because the offense demanded so much of him.
No, I think the biggest issue with this game was that, I'm
just saying it's significant for the 49ers moving forward.
But the reason that Elijah Mitchell was the leading rusher on this isn't because CMC was not doing anything right. It's because the Chargers D-line is a lot bigger and stronger than most others, so you can't put CMC through that line. That was where Elijah Mitchell had to come in and be a power back.
Good win, though, for San Francisco.
Can we talk about the Cards? The Cards suck, and they just whooped the Rams.
I've been saying they suck.
But they both suck. By the way, at the beginning of the season, the Rams were giving a 79% chance to make the playoffs. They now are given a 1%.
Colt McCoy versus Jake Wolford.
Yep. And Colt McCoy coming out. I don't know why we ever got rid of him, man.
Colt McCoy
I wish the Giants would
How long has Colt McCoy not only been in the league, but been a backup in the league?
I want to say he's been a backup. I think he's been in the league 13 years, and he's been a backup 12.
He played for Texas.
Right.
Against Alabama. That was Nick Saban's first title at Alabama.
Yeah, so he's been in the league, 14, 15 years?
Forever, it seems.
Here, let's look. And he
just keeps on slinging it, man. Keeps on slinging it.
No, yeah, he's doing something right. I will say that. And he's looked really freaking good.
I think we gotta. I don't think a lot of these other games are worth mentioning, but we gotta talk about Bills Vikings because that was by far the craziest NFL game this entire year.
Oh, 100%. It was ridiculous. I don't even think it was fair if I'm being real.
The win probability chart on ESPN broke during the game.
Oh,
literally
100%.
It was glitched at one point. They had to go back in and fix it.
Oh, to answer your question, by the way, wow, I didn't realize that. He's only been in the year, and then he has been in the league 12 years. He was drafted in 2010 by the Browns.
Yeah. And that's why he's never been an elite quarterback because he was first drafted by the Browns.
Correct. Every quarterback that's drafted by the Browns is just doomed. Baker. By the way, can we give a hand for Baker? He's getting the start. He's getting the start next week. Getting another opportunity.
I
And, you know,
I hate
the
these
only
fake
reason is because your XFL QB was injured. That's the only... How sad is that?
PJ Walker's a dog.
He is. And he's just... That's the only reason Baker is getting the start.
All right, but Bills-Vikings. Pretty much, this game was all Bills in the first half.
100% agree.
24-10, 27-10 in the third. With a minute left, Dalvin Cook, 81-yard touchdown.
Dude, he's a beast.
Gets the Vikings kind of back in the game, but it's still a 10-point game.
Catch of the year.
Hold on, that's later in the game.
No, that's not too far.
So C.J. Ham then gets a touchdown
Wait,
to
which
make
one
it
are you talking
23.
about?
Okay, so at the start of the fourth, it was 27-17 Bills.
Correct.
They're up by 10. And then the Vikings didn't do much in the fourth quarter until 4 minutes left. C.J. Ham, 3-yard touchdown run.
By the way, congrats to him. That was his first rushing touchdown in 5 years.
Missed extra point, though, which is important because with
Yeah,
the
that was so
Vikings
ridiculous.
with the Vikings down 4 instead of 3, they have to go for a touchdown. So they're driving down the field, and Justin Jefferson makes, I'm not even kidding, that is the best catch I've ever seen.
It's the best catch I've ever seen, and I just want to officially shut up all the haters because I've been saying all year Justin Jefferson is a top 3 receiver, and everybody's like, no way, Jefferson's good, but he hasn't played well. He outplayed Stephon. I don't care what anybody says.
I don't know who has been saying he's not a top 3 receiver.
Well, a lot of people have been saying it's Mike Evans, it's Stephon Diggs, and Devontae Adams. Mike Evans is really freaking good. I don't know what you're on.
He's not a top 3 receiver.
Are you out of your mind? He usually is. This season, he's been...
Top 3?
Are you out of your mind?
Mike Evans?
Yes. You're telling me Brady's top target has never been a top 3 receiver? You're out of your freaking mind.
There's no way Mike Evans is a top 3 receiver.
Name the other one then.
Cooper Kupp, Devontae Adams, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson.
Cooper Kupp, okay.
DK Metcalf.
First off, DK Metcalf. In the last 2 seasons, especially when the Bucs won the Super Bowl, Mike Evans was a top 3 wide receiver.
Okay, fine.
It's 100%.
We're getting off topic.
But anyway, it was an insane game.
He jumps back and I forget who the Bills DB was.
It was Jackson, I think.
He has 2 hands on that ball before Jefferson even has 1 hand on the ball.
Oh no, it was freaking ridiculous.
It's an interception, but Justin Jefferson
it was Dane Jackson.
Sneaks his right hand in there as he's parallel to the ground.
He pulls it down
and pulls it away with 1 hand, away from both of his hands.
By the way, if you watch it, juggles on his stomach and he corrals it with his arm.
And he corrals with his arm. That catch was ridiculous. This
was the battle of the 2 receivers because Stephon Diggs had an amazing catch earlier in the game where Josh Allen threw it a little high and Stephon went up. He went almost vertical too. He caught it, pulled it down, and continued to run.
But the Vikings still have to score, and they get down to a 4th and goal spot, and they don't give it to Dalvin Cook. They try to sneak it with Kirk Cousins. And he comes up half a yard short.
I was really tempted. I don't think that was... I looked at the replay. It looked like his knee was down, but the ball looked like it was just tipped barely on the way.
At that play, after that play, the Bills were given a 98% chance to win.
Yep.
And you're like, oh, just kneel the clock out. Well, you can't just kneel the clock out
because they're on the half.
You don't have space to kneel. If you kneel, it's a safety, and then the Vikings get the ball back. So instead, they're going to try to sneak it with Josh Allen.
Smart, but...
And he drops the snap. He lays it on the turf. 3 Vikings jump on the ball.
Eric Kendricks, who, by the way, again, best cover linebacker in my opinion in the league. I don't care.
And all of a sudden, the Vikings now have a 93% chance to win.
But the funny thing is they're not even winning.
They took the lead with that. That took them up 30
but
to...
They weren't... At that point, they were only up 2.
What's funny is Eric Kendricks' 0-yard fumble return, 1 play, -1 yard is the drive description.
And it's ridiculous.
But the Bills still have time.
You gave Josh Allen too much time.
Bills still have time. They go down the field.
Get the field.
When will defensive coordinators learn not to just back up into prevent when teams are trying to score at the end of the game?
Okay.
Because the Bills went 10-yard out.
I agree.
10-yard out. 10-yard out.
I agree, but you also have to think about this. It depends on the team you're playing. You have, in my opinion, 2 of the best receivers in the league on the Bills. Gabe Davis, Stephon Diggs. If you let them run past you, you're just royally screwed.
Anyway, but they just let 10-yard out, 10-yard out. And Big Ball Bass kicks the field goal.
By the way, he barely made that field goal. That hooked. I thought that was going to go off the upright.
Anyway, so it comes to the coin toss. Bills fans getting PTSD, and of course they lose the coin toss. And it looks like the Vikings are just going to drive down and win. They hit Jefferson all the way to the 2-yard line.
By the way, again, Kirk Cousins better than Jimmy G. The throws he was making are ridiculous. He was making he threw it in between 2 defenders for Jefferson to catch it at the 1-yard line.
Okay, that was a good throw.
That was multiple good throws.
But they screw it up on the 2-yard line. They get driven back like 10 yards. They kick the field goal. and you're like, oh, it looks like the Bills are going to drive down to win, and they're driving. They're getting inside the 20. Allen rifles one to the end zone.
Peterson.
Patrick Peterson jumps the route.
Don't ever doubt that, man. Everybody's
jumps the route, and that is
everybody
all she wrote.
Everybody has said that ever since he left Arizona, he's been nothing. Nah, bullshit.
The Minnesota Vikings are now 8-1.
He is one of the best all-time corners in the league ever.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just doubtful. By the way, Vikings are now almost given an even chance to make it to the Super Bowl with the Eagles.
See, we'll see. Let's talk about college football.
Yeah, we'll talk about it really quick.
It was a pretty uneventful week.
It really was.
The one team that I do want to talk about, and the team that I think impressed the most, and is really now, you can't really deny them anymore, is TCU. This was, in my opinion, their final test.
If I'm being real, I don't think that they really did great. When you only win 17-10 against a Texas team that's literally struggled all year, that is, I think
they still have Quinn Ewers. They still
correct.
Texas was favored in this game. They were favored by a touchdown.
I know they were, but I'm just saying that Texas has struggled. I knew that TCU was winning this game.
Here's the thing. So TCU has done most of their work by outscoring teams 38 points, 59 points, 42, 55, 38, 43, 38, 41, 34. That was their point totals. The fact that they actually were able to win a defensive-style game on the road against a very good Texas team to put them at 10-0, I think this is a very impressive win for TCU. And as long as they don't screw it up the rest of the year, they should make the playoff.
Honestly, wait, if I'm looking at it,
they're at Baylor, and then they're home against Iowa State, and then they have the Big 12 title game.
Hot take: they can lose a game and still make the playoffs.
We'll see. I don't know.
No, I do. I mean, who else is going to go in over them?
I want to talk about that. We'll talk about that in a minute.
But yeah, let's go. Okay, so I have a game that I really want to talk about.
IU got their shit
I'm not talking about IU.
Ohio State.
Yeah, everybody knew they would. That wasn't even a talk. But I do want to talk about the fact that, okay, Notre Dame did decent, but that's not what the one. Where's it at? I wanted to get the other stats from it. Oh, okay, first off, North Carolina State, I'm tired of people saying they're good because they just lost to Boston College.
What happened?
But my game of the week, and this has screwed everybody up because everybody was like, Oregon for the playoffs. Michael Penix, as much as I hate him right now, because you left us, with you right now, we could, honest to God, be a bowl team, Michael, but you left us. There's no, dude, our offense is written around him, and we haven't changed it. But he came out and he had
this game was tragic for Oregon because Oregon needed this win they needed to win out to make the playoff, and they're playing one of their most hated rivals.
And if I'm being honest, I don't think either of them played bad. They both played exceptional.
It was 34-34 with a minute left. Oregon is on like the 40-yard on their own 40-yard line with like that much to go. They had less than a yard,
and then they decided to do some stupid stuff. And
they go for it. No, they went for it, and their running back slips. As soon as he catches the ball, he goes to make a cut and slips.
Yeah,
and
but then there was another
down.
penalty that was pushed him back, which was horrible.
And Washington kicks the field goal, and Oregon can't score. And I'm telling you, that is a great win for Washington.
I'll tell you this:
knocking your most hated rival out
Michael Penix,
the playoffs.
26 for 35, 408 yards, 2 touchdowns and interception. He had a QBR of 123.2.
Yeah, he played well.
That's freaking ridiculous.
He played well.
But no, that was a big game. USC possibly making the playoffs. They're 9-1. They just won 55-17.
A lot of people have been talking about Tennessee and their prospect of making the playoffs. I know you just talk about. I'm going to talk about Tennessee. They dropped 66 points on Missouri. Jesus.
Okay, they dropped 66, but if I'm being real, they did not even do anything to I texted you, and right after I texted you, they started doing good. They were literally just looking just like Georgia, where it was a close game the entire first half.
Okay, but they're like, oh, they need this. All Tennessee fans are coming up with all the scenarios, and they need to. There's one team that stands in Tennessee's way of making the playoffs.
It's Michigan.
It's USC.
I think
because
it's
the loser of the Michigan-Ohio State game is going to be eliminated.
I disagree. I think that if it comes down to USC, who's a one-loss team, or Michigan-Ohio State, that's a one-loss team, they'll pick them.
But USC will have a conference title.
Correct. But you're talking about a Big Ten team that has literally won so many.
The only team that can stop Tennessee, actually, two. LSU maybe could, but I don't think LSU's beating Georgia.
Also, do you really think that USC is winning it all?
Like what? Winning making the playoff or winning?
No,
the
I mean
national
winning.
title?
No, winning outright to the rest of the season.
Well, their
Because
next
they had
game,
to get the title.
their next game is at UCLA.
Correct.
Now, this was going to be a great matchup
Battle of the unbeaten.
until UCLA lost at home to Arizona. A pitifully bad and embarrassing
Correct.
loss.
And if I'm being real right now, hot take: USC possibly loses to Notre Dame. So I don't think that they
can't.
I don't think that they win the rest.
USC has 2 tough games there. They have UCLA and Notre Dame. I think they're better than both those teams.
Real quick, I want to go back really quick. Can we get a shout out to Jeff Saturday? Because not only did he win his opener, but he also tweeted the day before, man, the Raiders looking really bad right now. He proceeds to beat the Raiders and he even commented on the meme of, we get Saturday on a Sunday. And, he's a GOAT. I like him. I don't think he should be a coach, but hey, it works, I guess.
Best winning percentage in NFL head coaching history.
100%, yeah. I mean, but the funny thing is if you watch, he literally made none of the calls. He was mouthing in the microphone, but he did nothing. He just ran the sidelines. It was so funny.
But
anyway,
as for the playoff, I think it's gonna be Georgia.
Well, that's on
probably TCU.
TCU will 100% make it.
And then the winner of Ohio State, Michigan, and then probably Tennessee or USC.
I don't know about that though. It's just right now,
USC is the only team that can stop Tennessee because the reason the Ohio State Michigan loser is not going to get in is because they will have a loss later in the season than Tennessee.
I'm telling you this right now.
And they will not have as impressive of wins.
If LSU wins outright, they beat Georgia in the conference championship.
Then everything's screwed up.
Hot take, even if Tennessee is a one-loss team, LSU will have beat Georgia and they will have a conference championship, they will make the playoffs.
Here's the thing. You're saying LSU gets in
if they win outright the rest of the season.
You're saying they get in?
They get in.
I agree. Here's the thing though. What they're going to look at though. I think they'll get in. But here's what's going to happen. Tennessee is going to have a 40-13 win against them on the road.
Correct, but also it's an SEC title where they beat the number 1 team in the country, which Tennessee failed to do.
Here's what could happen. If LSU beats Georgia, Georgia and LSU are both getting in.
Correct.
And then Ohio State or Michigan's getting in.
And then it's going to be TCU.
Are you putting Tennessee in over TCU?
If TCU's undefeated, they go in.
Maybe. I don't know.
And they would have a conference championship.
That's going to be an interesting spot if LSU wins because Tennessee's going to be like, but we beat them. We beat them by 27 points.
If I'm being real right now, TCU is better than Michigan. TCU needs to be above Michigan.
I agree.
So it would come down. Our Michigan sweatshirt man over here is.
No, I agree.
TCU is, in my opinion, they could give
my friend. Shout out JT Sports. Go follow him on YouTube. He came out with his top 25 or top 10 or whatever. He had TCU at 2.
That's what I said. I think that they can have Ohio State a run.
He had Georgia 1, TCU
and then
2.
Ohio State.
No, he had Michigan 3.
I don't think.
And Ohio State 4.
By the way, they have the Heisman winner on their team, so I don't think he's winning right now. And the last thing I saw, he was barely winning.
The Heisman, I feel like people aren't talking about. No. I saw this one thing. It was like, it's getting harder and harder to scare Tennessee fans. And it was like Tennessee fans going through a haunted house. And they're like, I'm Alabama. We're not too scared. I'm a trap game. I'm Kentucky, which, by the way, you lost to Dandy Vandy.
Yeah, I was going to say, we do need to talk about that.
Oh, my God. Anyway, let me finish. So then they're like, I'm Georgia, blah, blah, blah. We're not scared of Georgia. I know they lost to Georgia, but this is before they played them. And they're like, nothing can scare us. This guy typing on his computer. And they're like, who the hell are you? He's like, who, me? I'm a Midwest sports reporter. And they're like, this is the lamest one yet. He goes, no, I'm a Midwest sports reporter.
Why does he sound like Bobby Boucher?
I don't know. He's like, no, I'm a
You heard it. You got it.
Hold on, let me finish. He goes, I'm a Midwest sports reporter with a Heisman vote.
But mama see it.
He goes, I'm a Midwest reporter with a Heisman vote. And then he's like, you're going to vote for the best player in the country. He's like, if you think this vote is going to anyone outside the Midwest, you must think again. And he's like, but Henry Hooker has this and this and this and this and this. And he's like, I did it to Peyton, and I'll do it again.
No, Colonel
Blake
Sanders.
Corum is my Heisman vote.
You're wrong.
And they're just like, no.
Oh my gosh! Now I can't get that out of my head. Thank you.
I did it to Peyton, and I'll do it again.
You know what I'm watching tonight? Anybody who's listening, feel free to come for a watch party. We're watching Waterboy tonight. Because now I've got Bobby Boucher stuck in my head. But yeah, so I just think, if I'm being real right now, my new rankings after this week, Georgia,
TCU.
I'm keeping Ohio State just because they're a bigger conference.
Okay.
Georgia, Ohio State, TCU.
If I'm being completely honest, I think Michigan's look better than Ohio State.
Yes, but also I feel like Ohio State. If I'm being real, I think it's because Ohio State, once again, I don't like Ohio State. I'm not defending them, but I think that if you look at their roster for their defense, especially, their entire secondary is all freshmen, sophomore. They're still struggling with that.
Oh,
but they're still undefeated. So.
By the way, Illinois lost, so they can't win the Big Ten
Purdue.
West.
By the way, who said Purdue was going to win that side? I did. As much as I hate them, they're going to win it.
You know what would be just great? Because right now, it is a 4-way tie.
It is.
For the winner. You know what would be just great is if Purdue is
knocks
leading,
off Ohio State in the Big Ten tournament or in the Big Ten championship.
That would be funny.
That would be kind of funny.
But what I hope happens is that. Sorry,
Quincy getting a call midstream.
Yeah,
oh my gosh, we should have answered it. Just talk to him.
So no, but currently Purdue, Illinois, Iowa, and Minnesota are all 4-3, and Wisconsin's only a game back at 3-4. What I think would just be great is if Purdue was winning that going into the last week of the season,
and we defeat them.
They lose to IU.
Let's be real; they're not going to do that. Now that I've seen the team, especially if we play Connor Balzac over here. Yeah. The ball sacked. That actually defines everything that happens. He gets the ball and then he gets sacked. So that about defines everything.
Oh,
it
is.
Stands for. Yeah. But yeah, no, the standings are crazy. But yeah, in my opinion, I think Michigan's 4th. I put Tennessee at 5 right now. LSU is 6. But honestly, I think that changes. So
we'll see. I don't think LSU's beating Georgia. It's going to be really hard.
It's going to be close.
Honestly, the team that I think will have the best chance to beat Georgia come playoffs is Tennessee.
Yeah.
Because they will have already played them and they'll make adjustments, just kind of like how Georgia did to Alabama last year. Anyway.
Yeah. All right, we're going in. No, I want to go into basketball right now because
college basketball.
Yes, there's so many things right now. First off, I want to go over power rankings.
After
power rankings are screwed.
After power rankings, we're going to talk about some upsets that happened because yes, there were plenty of embarrassing losses.
Oh no, there are plenty of embarrassing losses, but I do want to talk to the fact that there are new power rankings out. As of right now.
The AP poll came out.
The AP poll did come out, but I prefer to just kind of steer clear of that just for the main reason of that they're usually not
It's pretty much the same as what it was.
Correct.
Tennessee, the big faller after losing to Colorado, a Colorado team that lost to Grambling State.
I can't believe they're still in the top 25. I honestly don't. I don't think that they're that good.
It's one loss.
I know, but
it's one loss. I think it's fine.
But the funny thing is Colorado is 2-1, and they're not even in the top 25
because they lost to Grambling State.
Okay, and they just lost to Colorado.
Yeah.
So your excuses. But no, you know what I just found out though? If IU's women basketball team would have scored 100 points, I think that would have been one of the first times in a long, long time that two schools, both men and women's teams, on the same back-to-back days scored over 100 points. But they did. They scored 94.
Okay, now the biggest game, obviously, that's happened so far was the aircraft carrier game between Gonzaga and Michigan State.
No, why did you not win that game?
In a game where Michigan State was outplaying Gonzaga for the majority of that
100%.
game. The majority of that game, they were on Gonzaga's ass the whole game. And then the wheels just fell off. They just crumbled at the end of the game. And Gonzaga wins it by the slimmest of margins.
Okay, riddle me this, Batman.
Point.
Riddle me this. I want to know how the hell in the power rankings, depending on what power ranking you look at, I don't know what the AP poll has because I don't prefer to look at it. Houston is number 1. How in the living hell?
Because they're good.
No, they're not. They won 81-55 against the St. Joseph's team. At least Charleston, who North Carolina beat 102.
You're complaining about an 81-55 win
against St. Joseph.
Eddie, that is a.
You should blow them out. Charleston is better than St. Joseph's.
That's a 36
and North
point
Carolina
win.
scored 102.
That's a 26-point win.
So now they have Oral Roberts next. Hopefully there's an upset. It doesn't matter. Houston is not that good. They're not.
They are that good.
They're not.
They are.
They're literally not.
They are.
I know you've been bandwagoning them on all offseason. 100% telling you right now they're not going to be in the top freaking 10
Houston's
at the end of the
season. My preseason national title.
And they're not going to be in the top 10 at the end of the season.
Maybe, maybe not. This top 10, a lot of teams played cupcakes, but let's talk about some upsets. I think the most crushing loss was Louisville. I know Louisville's not in the ranked or anything.
They used to be so good.
But they lost 67-66 to Bellarmine. Bellarmine is located in Louisville, Kentucky. They're not. My dad went to Louisville, and I said, "You're not even the best team in Louisville." Lost to Bellarmine by 1 point. Terrible loss. And then you know what? You know what they did the next game? You know what Louisville did their next game? They lost on a buzzer beater to Wright State at home. Louisville is in shambles. They got to find a new coach.
Oh, but they're not.
They got to get a
okay,
coach.
First off, nobody likes him. Nobody has ever liked him. If you like him, you're out of your mind. But anyway, Louisville has not been a great basketball team for men's in the last
since they won the
4
national
years.
title in 2013.
No, they were still ranked for a lot of years, and they still played good. But like the last 4 years, they've just really
if you even think about saying that, oh, it should be Michigan. Don't even.
No, Michigan. Okay, Michigan's doing good right now. No. Now we got to let him.
Because
he's kind of upset.
That's
over
what
here now.
every Michigan fan tells me after I talk about Louisville.
To be fair, I will say this, and I don't say this.
Oh my God. Oh, they don't count. They cheated.
Michigan does look good right now. They're 2-0. I mean, it's just facts. But I will say right now, if I'm being realistic, there should only be 2 Big Ten teams.
You could let him go. You could let him go.
No, I want to hear him. No, let's go.
You could let him go.
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, obviously I'll always cheer for them and everything, you know. But I've always been embarrassed of our basketball program ever since our coach decided to assault somebody.
Fair.
So,
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
so
So
that was
it seems
that was
to
a
be-
low point last year.
there seems to be a trend with Michigan. They get assaulted in the tunnel. Now their coach is assaulted. There seems to be a freaking trend here. All right.
No, I remember.
that was not on us. We got assaulted.
By the way, I
there.
did hear that they did arrest those kids.
that video is brutal.
No, they
No, it
beat the
is.
living
It
shit
like
out of
they're
them.
smashing him with their helmets.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I do want to talk about this. I feel like it's something that we should talk about. But you heard about what happened with the Wisconsin football player. He was involved in the shooting in Virginia.
So wait, explain.
So there was a shooting in Virginia.
I heard it was like a former Virginia player.
Correct, but also there was a former Wisconsin receiver. It was Wisconsin or Nebraska that was killed as well in the shooting.
That's unfortunate.
And there's 3 suspects that they have taken apparently into custody, but I just think that that's something that is pretty massive right now. It's pretty sad when you think about it, to think that that's that he was probably not much older than us, and literally he was a receiver.
That's definitely unfortunate.
So,
You hate to see anything like that.
Yeah, I mean that's just something I wanted to bring up because I feel like they're still releasing news about it. They're going to give it to us as we get it, but it's kind of crazy to think about.
We could circle back to college basketball. Now that Bellarmine upset beating Louisville and Wright State beating Louisville, that is the tip of the iceberg. On the very next day,
Louisville's that much to focus on.
next day, Oklahoma State loses to Southern Illinois. The Salukis, embarrassing loss there. Villanova losing on the road to Temple.
That is embarrassing.
Big court storm there. I know a big party in where are they? Aren't they in Philly? I think they play. I think they play at the Eagles Stadium. Big win for Temple. That one, I mean, biggest home game of the year for Temple. They're going to come out, show out, and they did. Good job. UC Irvine not only taking down Oregon on the road, but beating them by 13. Shout out to the Anteaters of UC Irvine. You lost to a college. Who are the Anteaters? That's just pretty bad. We already talked about Colorado and Tennessee. Wyoming. Now you might think, oh, Wyoming.
Okay, Wyoming did.
Okay. The thing about Wyoming
did okay.
They played IU in the play-in game last year.
And they lost.
Are going to have a lot of people from that same team back. Graham Ike, great player, although he's going to be out for a little bit. But they lost at home to Southeast Louisiana.
There's just a lot of teams right now.
Wow.
If I'm being honest, there are so many teams. Okay, first off, I want to point out the team that I'm looking at right now that should not even be in the top 25 is 100% Tennessee. But also, can we talk about the fact that Oregon is still in the top 25?
I'm surprised they kept Tennessee in and took Villanova out.
No, Nova is 16th.
No, they were 16th. They dropped.
Did they not update this? I see.
In the AP poll, Villanova and Oregon was 21. They dropped after their loss to UC Irvine.
But I honestly, I just don't understand because it's ridiculous. But I don't know. There's a lot of things that are going to change here. I can tell you that really
Very quickly, I'm going to run through some big games this week. Very quickly, give me your pick. We got about 10 games here. Kentucky, Michigan State.
Easily Kentucky.
I'm also taking Kentucky.
Good right now.
Kansas, Duke.
Kansas.
I'm also taking Kansas. Michigan.
Hot take, Duke isn't even a top 15 team.
I agree.
They do not deserve to be top
I agree.
15. We deserve to be higher than Duke.
I agree. Duke, I don't think it's that great. Pitt and Michigan.
Pitt and Michigan? Michigan.
I think it's at Pitt, but I will also take Michigan. Iowa at Seton Hall.
Iowa.
I'm taking Seton Hall.
I know
because
everybody
it's so
takes that because they've upset so many teams at home, but I think Iowa is going to take
Gonzaga at Texas.
Texas.
I agree. I'm also taking Texas. All right, this is the big one, at least for this crowd of people. Indiana at Xavier.
We talked about this in our class. He feels that they're not going to blow them out. I don't think they're going to blow them out, but I think they win by double digits. Indiana's winning this game.
Here's the thing. I have a bad gut feeling that's telling me Xavier's going to win this game.
Okay, every year.
I don't know what it is.
Don't get me wrong.
It's a road game. It's going to be a ruckus environment.
But it's really not. Literally, I mean, I've been to the stadium, and there's maybe enough room for 120 people. In there. It's not even that.
I have a bad feeling.
It's going to be like.
I hope I'm wrong.
I know you're wrong.
I'm going to take Xavier. I hope I'm wrong, but I think it's going to be a tough game for IU just because it's a road game.
I think
it'll be a tough game. Baylor versus Virginia.
I'm going to take Virginia.
Really?
Yes. I'm taking my home state.
I'm rocking with Baylor. Okay. I mean, they got a lot of studs.
Fair.
Great team. Villanova at Michigan State.
Michigan State. Wait, Michigan State. You already said Michigan State was playing another team.
They were playing Kentucky earlier in the week. They have 2 games this week.
Okay, so I'm taking Michigan State.
I'm also taking Michigan State. It's a home game. I like that. Florida at Florida State.
Florida.
I'm taking Florida State. Because it's at Florida State. Illinois at UCLA.
UCLA is winning that.
I agree.
UCLA is one of the most underrated teams right now.
This is definitely the biggest game on this list. Kentucky at Gonzaga.
As much as I hate to admit it, Zaga's going to win it just because they're at home.
I agree. That home court advantage is great just because they sell out every game. Their students are like right next to the court.
They have the biggest student section, I'm pretty sure, in college basketball.
No, IU actually is the biggest.
No. They don't. I looked it up. IU is not even like they have like the most. Technically, they have the most support, as in like the most people like stay with them.
The most seating.
But they do not have the biggest. But more people turn out. More students turn up to Gonzaga game, even if they're not in the student section.
Yeah, no.
They have the biggest student turnout.
Like in terms of like percentages, percentage of students that go to the school.
No. As in
because their stadium itself only seats like 6,000.
Correct, and most of those are students. The students that can't get in the student section sit in the other parts of the stadium.
Yeah, no,
it's
their
ridiculous.
games are nuts. Their games are nuts. Kentucky's got another thing coming for them.
Yeah, they're gonna lose.
And lastly, Houston at Oregon.
It's probably Houston's going to win that just because Oregon just looks horrible right now, but I really hope Oregon wins just so that all the Houston fans will freaking
definitely taking Houston. A lot of because I'm looking at March Madness analysis. Go follow him on Instagram. He's got a bunch of pages that made picks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead. I want to move in to the one and the only World Cup. I'm going to first we'll go over. I think we can go over brackets, and then we can go over in depth. I have a couple teams I want to go over that I think are definitely going to make a push for the championship.
We can both show our brackets.
Yeah, well, what I'll do is in editing, you guys right now will just see us, but in editing, I'll put our brackets on screen as we're talking about it, so you'll be able to see it.
Are you going to need me to send you mine?
Yeah, just email it to me, and I can just put a picture on the screen. And that way you guys can kind of see how our bracket's going to go. I am going to really quickly. Where in the world did I put this?
So in case I'm just going to explain the format for those who don't know. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 groups. And it's round robin. Everyone plays everyone. And the top 2 teams from each group advance to bracket play where it's 16 teams, and it's just single elimination. One game, gotta win, 16 teams. It's eventually gonna come down to one. So
in other words, I will go ahead and tell you right now, for those of you who are soccer fans, I know Quincy, you don't follow it as much as I do, but I will say right now, as much as I hate to admit it, France is the defending champions. They are favored to win. But I will say right now, I'm looking at who's going to be playing. I don't think they win. All right, let's go over Group A. First off, that's going to be between the Netherlands, Ecuador, Qatar, and Senegal. In my opinion, everybody's saying Qatar is going to win in there just because they have home field advantage, but they really freaking don't. If you've ever seen Qatar play, it doesn't matter where they play. They could play literally on the moon, and they would still freaking suck. It doesn't matter where they play. They're not a good team. They never have been.
So my standings, I have 1 Netherlands, 2 Qatar, 3 Senegal, 4 Ecuador.
Yeah, no, I have 1 Netherlands. I've looked at Ecuador's roster. They look decent, so I'm taking 1 Netherlands, 2 Ecuador, 3 Qatar, and 4 is Senegal. Senegal never is
So you
good.
have Netherlands and Ecuador?
Correct.
Okay,
Group B. This is the one that we really want to talk about because I think that this one is going to determine who ends up going past the first round. We have England, the United States, Wales, and Iran. If I'm being realistic right now, the game that is being played on Sunday between the U.S. and Wales is going to determine who gets that second spot. England is the first spot.
England is the favorite, and I have them at 1.
And I have the United States at 2. People disagree with me on that. They have Wales.
See, I was going to put Wales.
And
then I grabbed a big old cheeseburger and I said, "Go USA!"
Which is so funny because I know how this is going to go. I do it every year.
I really wanted to pick Wales because, to be honest, they're probably better. But
actually,
I'm taking the States. I gotta take the States.
But if I'm being realistic, this is I've like I said, I've watched the last 2 World Cups that I actually really remember. And every year, everybody's like, United States, we're going. The second they lose, who's the United States? We hate them. I'm like, wait a second. Whoa, hypocrites.
Nah.
Y'all just took a turn for the worst. I'm going England, U.S.
Stay repping.
I've never been a USA fan just because it's fake. They're terrible players. They always have. Compared to the rest of the world, they're not.
I remember Ronaldo. I think you told me something that like Ronaldo said that he could like beat the MLS is like the USA's soccer league.
And he's
like,
awful.
Ronaldo said that like him by himself would like beat an entire MLS team. He's probably right.
And 100% true. But also, if it tells you how little money the MLS brings and also how bad they are, in order to get Ronaldo, by the way, Ronaldo has said, just like for those of you who know who David Beckham is, most of the time when you get a superstar that comes to the MLS, it's just so that they can freaking retire. That's the only reason. It's 100% true. No, it's 120% true. And Ronaldo said he wants to play in the MLS before he retires, which is where he wants to go. He looked. I'm not even joking when I say this. If it tells you how much having a foreign player counts to the MLS, the Chicago Fire were willing. Wait until you hear this. They were willing to give up. I shit you not when I say this. 8 players to sign one. To sign
the
Ronaldo.
MLS is a joke. Let's go to Group C.
It's ridiculous.
Group C has Argentina, Mexico, Poland, and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I think that's
this is the easiest one to determine. The two bottom teams are never good. They hardly ever make it. It's going to be number 1, easiest favorite is Argentina. 2 is going to be Mexico. I
agree.
When you have the GOAT on your team at number 1 is Argentina, there's no reason that you shouldn't make it past the group stages.
Next we have
Poland and then Saudi.
Next we have Group D. France is easily going to win that one. I think Denmark comes in second.
And then Australia and then
Tunisia and Australia will come at last.
Group E is actually huge, and people underestimate this.
Germany, Spain, Costa Rica, and Japan.
Germany won 2014. Spain has always been a really good team. Sadly, my favorite player is PK, Andre Iniesta. They're no longer playing as much.
Costa Rica's a sleeper in that one.
Costa Rica's coming in dead last.
They're pretty.
Costa Rica, the only way they don't come in dead last is if they top Japan and then they go third. It's Germany and then Spain.
Germany, Spain, Costa Rica 3, Japan 4.
I have Japan and Costa Rica switch there. But
okay.
Group F is actually a really funny one because all of these teams legitimately suck every year.
I heard Belgium's supposed to be pretty good.
Belgium is good. They beat us one year. I God miss Tim Howard. God, if he would only come back for the United States.
I got Belgium 1, Croatia 2, Canada 3, and then Morocco at 4.
I have Canada taking second over Croatia.
Croatia made it to like the final the last time, didn't they?
And then they got absolutely destroyed by France.
But my friend is my friend told me Croatia was going to do great this year.
They're good.
He is Croatian though, so might be a little biased.
Group G, this is where I think they're going to get some revenge. Brazil, Switzerland, Siberia, and Cameroon.
Baby.
I like to say Cameroon because
I got Brazil 1.
Switzerland 2.
I got Cameroon at 2.
Cameroon sucks every
I think they're going to do it, man. I think that they are the best. I think they're the best African team, and I think they're getting it done. I'm riding with Cameroon.
You think they're the best African team?
Yeah.
I think Ghana is better than them.
Okay, so I got Brazil and Cameroon. And then Group H, last one, is Portugal, Uruguay, Ghana, and Korea.
It's Portugal's going to go number 1 because they also have the second best player in the world. And then I think Uruguay goes, and then Ghana, and then the Korean Republic actually going for the freaking championship.
I got Uruguay at 2, and then Ghana at 3, and Korea at 4.
Yeah, that's exactly
Now
right.
we get into bracket play. So my first matchup, Netherlands and the U.S.
You just go over your entire. You just go over
Okay,
yours,
Netherlands
'cause-
and the U.S., I'm taking the Netherlands. Argentina and Denmark, I'm taking Argentina. Belgium and Croatia, or no, Germany and Croatia. I'm gonna take Croatia. I feel like that's gonna be a bad pick, but I'm gonna ride with it. Brazil and Uruguay, a little South American rivalry. I'm taking Brazil. England and Qatar. I'm riding with the home field advantage. I'm taking Qatar. France and Mexico. I'm taking Mexico. Belgium and
You're telling me right now the defending champions are getting knocked out first round by Mexico?
Yep. Mexico is great at soccer.
Do you watch soccer?
No, I don't.
Okay, I'm gonna ignore the comment and I'm just gonna let
Belgium-
you continue.
Belgium-
Even he got that. All right, let's continue.
Belgium. Okay, Belgium and Spain. I'm taking Belgium just because I know that's going to be another one. I heard Belgium. Someone told me Belgium is going to be really good, so I'm taking Belgium. Portugal and
your grandma? Because all of these picks are literally my grandma's making better picks right now.
Portugal and Cameroon. I'm taking Portugal.
Oh my God! Before we know it, he's gonna have Cameroon and freaking Qatar in the finals.
No, I took Portugal over Cameroon.
Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind. He's gonna have the freaking Korean Republic and Qatar in the freaking championship.
Okay. It says Lusail Stadium. I deadass thought it said Lucas Oil Stadium.
By the way, I will say this. I don't know about y'all. I don't think I've ever mentioned this show. 2026, you will be seeing me in New York City because the World Cup final is in New York City. It's going to be all across the United States, but the final is in New York City.
Okay, Netherlands.
Freaking going.
Okay, round of 8, Elite 8. Netherlands and Argentina. I'm taking Argentina. Croatia and Brazil. I'm taking Brazil.
Okay, at least you got that right.
Qatar and Mexico.
I swear if you take Qatar.
I'm going to take Mexico. And then Portugal and Belgium, I'm going to take Portugal. Final 4, Argentina, Brazil. This is the hardest matchup for me to pick because I know both these teams are great. They care so much about soccer down there in South America. These two teams are ridiculously good. I feel like everyone's going to take Argentina just because of Messi.
I'm taking Argentina because they're the better team.
I'm taking
not even because they're. Have you seen their roster?
I'm gonna take Brazil. I think I know Brazil's really good. They're nuts at soccer. I'm taking Brazil. Mexico and Portugal. I'm going to take Portugal because they have Ronaldo. And then in the final championship matchup, I have Brazil and Portugal. And my pick to win the World Cup is Brazil. That is
the only pick that I can remotely respect.
Is Brazil
All right.
winning it all?
Now
it's really the only one that matters.
Let me tell you how this is really going to go, or at least remotely close, and not how my 80-year-old grandma sees it. All right. First round, round of 16, Netherlands against United States. Hot take, United States are taking this. This is like the only one that I will say I have no idea who's going to win because the United States could show up or not.
The States suck.
The States suck, but also
have you
seen their roster this year?
I was about to pick Wales.
Their roster this year is ridiculously good, actually. This is probably the best roster we've had since we had Clint Dempsey.
Okay, keep going.
Anyway, Argentina, Denmark, Argentina without a doubt. Germany against Canada, I'm taking Germany. Brazil against Uruguay, Brazil is winning that easy. England against Ecuador, it's going to be England. France against Mexico, no freaking way in hell Mexico is winning that. No matter how much they play soccer down there.
My friend Diego Martinez would not let me pick against Mexico in soccer.
Yeah, well, history proves that everybody picks against Mexico in soccer.
Absolute dog.
Belgium and Spain. Spain's winning that. Portugal and Switzerland, I will take Portugal. Now we get to the quarterfinals here. Argentina against the United States. I so badly wish I could go see this game because it's my favorite player against my
USA.
Argentina's winning that. Germany against Brazil. The reason I want Germany to win just so that I can have Messi get revenge, but Brazil is winning that. France against England. France is going to destroy them. Spain against Portugal. I don't care if you have Ronaldo or not. They never make it past the first round usually, so they're going to lose to Spain. So now we got Argentina, Brazil, France, and Spain. Argentina is upsetting Brazil just because they have the better team, which that's one of the teams I'm going over their roster here in just a couple minutes.
So you're taking Argentina. That was basic. That's going to be the biggest matchup, I think.
No, it's
Argentina, Brazil.
Because this is it. France is beating Spain. We're having Argentina against France in the World Cup final. That is going to be the biggest, in my opinion, this is going to be the best World Cup of all time. You're talking about the defending champs against the who should have won in 2014, in my opinion. Just looking at how they were playing in 2014. And then there's also the third place game. I think Brazil wins against Spain in the third place game.
I didn't pick the third.
Yeah, I think Brazil wins.
My third place game is Argentina and Mexico. And
Let me guess, you're taking Mexico.
I think Argentina.
Oh, wow. Don't let him hear that. Don't let your friend hear that because he's going to kill you now. But no. I think Argentina, and I do have Argentina winning. I have total goals is 3, so I think they win 2-1, honestly.
Oh, I didn't do total.
I don't know if I submitted it to I'm going to submit it to.
All right, I'm going to say Brazil beats Portugal in the final 1-0.
Okay. All right, now I'm going in depth with a couple of the rosters. Only 3 teams: France, United States, and Argentina. I'm doing France and Argentina for obvious reasons, but I think the United States we need to go in just a little bit, just
Real
because
quick.
they're our home team. What's up?
If you want, I could throw up a poll on this episode on the Spotify one, and we could throw up a poll and then for fans to see like whose bracket they like better.
And then also,
They're going to pick Eddie's because I don't know anything about soccer.
I'm going to create a YouTube one too because you can do that now, which is so nice. You can create it and it's not even like you can create YouTube polls.
So it used to be you had to have 1,000 subscribers. So I was so excited. I was so excited when I finally hit 1,000 subscribers.
I don't know if that's
but
way
then
more,
I think they changed it to where
if that's the case, guys, go subscribe. Have everybody subscribe. We need 1,000 by the end of the night.
No, they changed it. You can.
Is that okay?
You can do it.
But no, I'll also, just in case you guys forget what the brackets are, I will post them on our social media tonight. I'll have those pictures and I'll post those. And that way you guys can vote on them. I'll also do a poll on our social media. That way it's easy.
All right.
But
before we head out.
Wait.
You got to do rosters.
We're doing our game. I don't want to do the game. It's fun. How much time do we got? What time do we got to be out of here?
We got
3.
We got till 3. We got
right?
time.
Yeah, you got
Okay, so we got 30 minutes. We're good.
I was tweaking.
Right.
I thought we had like 4 minutes.
No. At first I did too. That's why I was freaking out. United States roster. The reason I just want to go into this is because I honestly think this is probably one of the best rosters that we've had again since we had Tim Howard, Clint Dempsey, which is one of our best men's soccer team of all time. Goalkeeper, we're gonna have Brad Guzan starting. He's huge, 6'3", 209 pounds. He's a monster. He is old, so he may get pulled depending on how well he's doing. But he's a really good goalkeeper. I really like him. Our defensive backs are looking really good right now. We've obviously got John Brooks. Reggie Cannon has been decent. They're all really young, which is something that we haven't always had in the past. Let's see, who else do I want to talk about? Oh, midfielders, I really do like Brendan Aronson. I think he's really good. He's really quick. He's only 140 pounds, and he's 5'10". Like that's a small dude. Like that was me in high school. So he's pretty small. I really like him in that position. Whereas our forwards here, this is where I think we've actually got some really good players. They're all small, 5'11", 5'10", 5'8". We do have a 6'2", but I don't know that he will be playing a whole bunch. But Joey Atsador, Corey Barrett, and then of course Cade Coel. They're all really, really good. They're all really young, except for Josie. He's 33. But he's 5'11". He's really quick. That's a huge killer, especially in the World Cup. It's proven to be a killer. So I think this U.S. men's team is going to look really good. But now it's time for the defending champs. I really want to go over this. I think when you've got Mbappe, dude, the man is a beast. There's literally nothing. He's 23 years old.
I hear he's pretty good. That's a name I recognize.
Pretty good.
I don't recognize many soccer names. So if I do, I'm assume they're good.
He's definitely top 5. Easy. He's freaking insane. Griezmann is really good, obviously. I think there's a lot of good talent on this team, a lot of young talent. Their goalkeepers they're pretty old. Their youngest one is 29, but you have a goalkeeper that's 6'5". That dude wouldn't even have to move. He could just stretch his arm out. But yeah, that team is looking really freaking good. In my opinion, if they win again, I'm not going to be mad because they deserve it. They've got a team. They're really taken after the Italian team from 2010, 2014, that area.
Italy's they're not even in here.
They're not. But they used to be really good. They didn't qualify.
Damn.
Certain teams don't. Also, I'm pretty sure if you're the hosting country, you automatically get in.
Oh, is that the only reason Qatar's in?
Probably.
Are they
Qatar
not good?
They're not.
That's
but yeah, so the French squad looks really good. But now, I think it's only fair that we talk about the team that is so good that they are winning the World Cup. When you have Lionel Messi, you have Di Maria. I know you know that name. He is, in my opinion...
I don't.
You don't know Di Maria?
I don't.
Okay, you know Di Maria, I hope.
Sorry.
You've never heard that name? Oh my gosh, he's one of the most famous Argentinians ever.
Eddie, I know nothing about soccer.
Though, if it does tell you
I'm
anything,
still going to have a better bracket than you, though.
Messi is 5'7". That's freaking ridiculous.
Damn, he's shorter than me.
I like how you say you're gonna have a better bracket than me. Literally, all the picks you made, I know you were making up on the spot because you have no idea what you're talking about.
I actually made mine.
You made them, but you
show.
don't know what you're talking about.
Alex Bond, shout out, also a pretty knowledgeable soccer mind. He also didn't like my bracket.
Yeah, there's a reason for that because you literally have all of the worst teams going to like the Elite Eight or the Elite Eight. Who the hell has Qatar making it even past the group stages except you?
Home field advantage.
Except Qatar themselves.
Not only are they winning, they're beating.
Ask Brazil how that worked in 2014 when they lost 13-1 against Germany in the round of 4 because Neymar was out. But they lost 13-1.
Their best player was out. Okay.
Just but yeah, 13-1. Ask Brazil. They're still sitting on that one. But anyway, yeah, they've got a really good team. Di Maria, like I said, they've got Guido Rodriguez. He's amazing. Christian Romero, who is an insanely good defensive back. I love him. But yeah, Argentina has got one of the best teams ever. My old math teacher, shout out to Mr. Brett Thompson, one of my favorite people ever. He's a Michigan fan just like you. He came here, but he's a Michigan fan. He also is an Argentina fan, big Messi fan. So I think we're getting it this year, Mr. Thompson. We're getting it. But that's it for in-depth on that. So, yeah, overall, I have Argentina. You had Brazil, right? Okay. Actually, both those picks I respect.
I had Brazil beating Portugal.
Okay.
In the final.
But now, before we wrap it up, we're going to play a game that I think is going to be really fun.
Before we play your game, let's scroll over to Max Preps real quick.
Oh, geez.
And see how... And I'm not going to let you get away with this. Let's see how the Indiana playoffs
I just think it's so funny that you're rubbing this in my face. Yet literally all the picks you called have lost.
No. So, okay. So the Elite Eight was just happening. I'm just calling it the Elite Eight. 8 teams left. For Indiana high school football, there were 4 games. One very big in this studio. We'll save that for last. First one, Westfield and Hamilton Southeastern. Number 1 ranked team, Hamilton Southeastern.
Destroyed them.
Killed them with defense. I mean, Westfield.
I don't remember what the score was, but I remember it was like double digits.
Westfield couldn't even get across the 50-yard line.
What was it? What was the
20-0.
Yeah.
Hamilton Southeastern.
Double,
Hamilton Southeastern wins it. Center Grove, 4th ranked team against Warren Central.
Called that. You said Warren.
Warren Central is the 14th ranked team. And Warren Central put up a fight. It was a close game for a while. Center Grove just proved to be too much in the end. They win 42-32. This next game was probably the best game, honestly. 4th rank, or what rank were they? 6th ranked Carroll against 17th ranked Lafayette Jefferson. So Lafayette Jeff, of course, beat my high school, Lake Central, in overtime, and then beat Eddie's high school in a big upset. So they were kind of the Cinderella team.
Yeah, but we knew they were.
And they came out at home and played really well. They were up 20-7.
And then they lost.
And then they gave up 2 touchdowns in the third. It was 21-20. Jeff is going down, and they were going for it on like 4th and 3. They didn't get it with like 2 minutes left. Carroll, they 3 and out. So now Jeff is driving down inside the 20 again, under a minute. They're in field goal range. And Carroll makes a diving interception to seal the game.
It was gorgeous.
So Carroll wins it 21-20 on the road.
So and now we've got Carroll against Hamilton Southeastern.
Hold on. Oh, no.
And now you're going to tell them who the other guy is.
Okay.
I know they're going to
Last game. Brownsburg against Cathedral.
I watched
Producer Jackson went to Cathedral. Eddie from Brownsburg. Big rivalry.
And I will say Brownsburg looked worse, and I can't believe
Brownsburg,
they did that.
Cathedral. I picked Cathedral. It was a close pick for me. Cathedral wins it 14-7.
Yeah, it wasn't even a good game.
In an ugly defensive battle.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all watched the game.
I watched part of it. I
watched parts of it. And
Brownsburg just did not look like they have literally been dominating every team throughout the year, and this was just depressing.
The thing is, so Brownsburg, the lowest amount of points they had scored all year
was like 25
was 28 in a loss to in a 3-point loss to number 1 ranked Hamilton Southeastern. So that their point totals 21, 42, 42, 60.
Yeah.
Against
they're ridiculous.
41, 31, 50, 45, 28, 48, 56. And 7 in the regional title game to Cathedral.
But I mean, if I'm being realistic, Cathedral will probably go to the finals now, but I don't think they win.
So your matchups, your matchups for semi-state Final Four, we have Hamilton Southeastern against Carroll.
That is the best game.
And then Cathedral against Center Grove. Now, as for
Cathedral will beat them.
As for who hosts, if you hosted regionals, you don't host semi-state. So Carroll will be home against Hamilton Southeastern.
Which I think is dumb. It should be the best team.
And Cathedral will be home against Center Grove.
Correct. And that means, yeah. And I mean, Cathedral was going to win anyway.
I'm definitely taking Hamilton Southeastern over Carroll.
Easy.
Center Grove and Cathedral is tough.
No, I think Cathedral will win it, but I think that they'll get absolutely demolished by Hamilton
So
Southeastern.
These two teams played in the regular season, and Cathedral won 40-29. It was a great game.
Against who? Center Grove?
Against Center Grove. Cathedral actually put up 27 in the fourth quarter to win that game. I am going to say right now, I'm going with the same theme for the Brownsburg Cathedral game. It's hard to beat a team that good twice.
100%.
My pick is Center Grove. I think they're going to win.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I mean, no matter what, I will say Hamilton Southeastern is winning.
Are you taking Center Grove or Cathedral?
I'm taking Cathedral just because I think that when you
I
come
know
off
you're
a win
taking
like
Cathedral.
That, he's taking Cathedral. We don't even have to ask. He's taking Cathedral.
Yeah, no, you don't even have to ask. I'm taking Cathedral.
Ride or die.
I'm taking Center Grove.
Yeah, I would go with an HSC Cathedral State. Yeah. It's going to be a tough one though against HSC because they're really good.
They're always good.
They're always good. They're always a tough opponent.
I don't remember the last time they weren't top 5.
Center Grove, I don't think has lost a because they went undefeated, won the state title last year.
Yeah,
and then won the state title the year before with like a 5-6 regular season record. They went through and won the state title. I'm taking Center Grove. I think
that's fair. That's fair. All right. Last thing before we wrap it up, and we could be back. It's going to be actually, if we wrap it up and we don't have a show, we won't be back for 2 weeks. It's crazy.
We could talk about like 5A and 4A, 3A.
I don't really care about that stuff. I mean, we can talk about Johnny's team if you want.
Okay,
that's it. Like, we don't need to talk about all the others.
So Johnny has been nonstop talking. So West Lafayette, who according to Max Preps, they're 13-0, but they're ranked second,
which is ridiculous.
Indianapolis Bishop Chatard, who's 9-4. Is ranked number 1. Now, here's the thing. Bishop Chatard has played a way better schedule. Bishop Chatard they've played a lot of really good teams. They've played Roncalli. They've played Cathedral. They've played Brebeuf. They've played a bunch of really good teams. This is a big 3A rivalry. These are definitely the two best 3A teams.
Easy.
West Lafayette and Bishop Chatard. West Lafayette is hosting this game. I'm sorry, Johnny, but I'm taking Johnny's actually going to be at the game. I know he told me.
Yeah, he said he was going.
He told me he's going to go. I'm going to take Bishop Chatard just because West Lafayette has not played a single good team the entire year.
But I think they can do it.
You think they're going to win?
I think they can win.
I'm taking. What's funny is the other 3A. The other 3A matchup is Lawrenceburg, who's 12-1, and then whoever Monrovia is, who is 6-7, and they made the foul. We could quickly go 5A. Valpo upset Maryville.
That's not really an upset. They literally both suck, and it's ridiculous. Maryville made a run for state last year. They were really freaking good, and
Okay, so this is 5A rankings. Number 5 Valpo against number 1 Fort Wayne.
By the way,
Snyder.
Maryville used to be 6A. They dropped.
Yeah, they dropped.
They were last year.
I thought they would run through the 5A.
I didn't
bracket.
Because they suck. Valpo is better than them. They were better than them throughout the regular season.
I did not think so. But anyway, Fort Wayne Snyder against Valpo. I think Fort Wayne Snyder's going to win that. Yeah. And then number 2, Whiteland against 12 Castle.
Castle will win.
I'm taking Whiteland. I think it's be Fort Wayne Snyder and Whiteland. 4A.
Okay, we don't need to go through all of the A's.
We got Roncalli Roncalli and New Palestine were the top 2 4A teams. Roncalli was 2, New Palestine was 1, and Roncalli beat them. They're playing third-ranked East Central. I would take Roncalli. And then number 5, New Prairie, who's kind of near Northwest Indiana, against Kokomo.
I know where it's at.
Against Kokomo. At Kokomo, I think Kokomo's going to win.
All right, we're not going through the rest of the A's.
2A?
We don't need to go through all the A's.
2A? No.
Jesus Christ. If we were going through all the A's, we would be here
We're not doing 2A or whatever. Sorry.
But anyway, like I said, we will not probably be back just based on scheduling conflicts that we have when we leave. I know you said you're leaving noon Friday. I think I'm leaving 1. So we'll be gone before we would usually film. And so we'll be back 2 weeks from today. But we're gonna try out a new game. I think that you'll have fun with this because it makes you think. It's not trivia, but it tests your knowledge of players, kind of. But so I saw this on TikTok from a lot of famous sports shows and stuff that I follow. And what they do is they give you what sport. So I have 2 from MLB, 2 from NBA, 2 from NFL. What it is I give you a college of a player, I give you who drafted them, and I give you the last team they played for.
Okay.
By the way, all of these players are retired. None of them are currently in any.
All retired.
Correct.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you the college they went to. If they went to multiple, it's going to be the college that they graduated from last. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the team that drafted them and the team that they played for before they retired. The last team they played on.
Okay.
All right. And you can guess them. All right.
All right. Let's do it.
All right. First, I'm going to start with your strong suit. MLB.
Baseball. Okay.
All right. First player.
A lot of good baseball players didn't go to college. A lot of them
Correct, but I purposely picked ones that did because otherwise, like if I said he didn't go to college and he was drafted by the New York Yankees and he played forever, you would probably be like, Mickey Mantle. Like everybody could get those, but
all right.
So he graduated from college last from USC.
Okay.
Okay. He was drafted by the Montreal Expos, who, by the way, no longer exist.
Okay.
The last team he played for was the San Francisco Giants.
See, a lot of MLB players get drafted by someone and then never play for them. So I feel like that's...
Well, no, you have to remember, the last team he played for was like who he retired with. So he was drafted, but...
I was thinking Barry Bonds, but then I remember Barry Bonds went to Arizona State. So it's not Barry Bonds. I want to say Mark McGwire is the only one I can think of that went to USC, but I know he didn't play for the Giants or the Expos, so I'm not going to say Mark McGwire.
We got our producer Jackson over here thinking too. He's trying. You can play along. You can play along.
At first, I thought it was Will Clark, but then it was like, no, he's Mississippi State.
Yeah, Will Clark went to MSU.
I thought some of these would throw you guys off because some of them, they're like, it's definitely a well-known guy.
I have not a clue.
Really? Okay.
What like time period are we thinking?
Oh gosh, I don't remember. I think it was just the 80s is when he was drafted. I think if I remember correctly.
Like, yeah, I don't know.
This one is kind of hard. This one, the next one, I think you can. I don't think you'll get either. But he's way more famous than this dude, in my opinion. All right, so you guys passing on that one?
Yeah.
All right,
I don't know.
it was Randy Johnson.
I don't remember him ever playing for the Expos.
He was drafted by the
Giants.
Expos.
I don't even remember him playing for the Giants either.
Yeah, he ended his career.
That's ridiculous.
All right, next one. College. I'm gonna butcher this. It's not even a really well-known college. He went to California State Polytechnic University of Panama.
Cal Poly.
Yeah, that's what they call it. But anyway, he was drafted by the Padres. He ended his career on the Cardinals.
I wanted to say Justin Turner, but I know he went to Cal State Fullerton.
I will give you a hint on this one if you guys can't get it. And I think
Wait, it was Cal Poly, and then what were the other two?
He was drafted by the Padres.
Okay.
He ended his career with the Cardinals.
Dude, I don't know. I feel like I should know, but I don't.
I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
He is the only person that has looked good as a gymnast on the field.
Oh, is it Ozzie Smith?
It is. The only man that could be a gymnast on the field.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Okay.
All right, next one. All right, now we're moving into NBA.
Okay.
Okay?
I feel like I'll be better at because I feel like MLB is kind of a hard one.
Correct, but also you have admitted that basketball is not your strong suit. I did pick some that are really well known. These are not nobodies. These are like
for this type of format, MLB's definitely the hardest.
I will say this: these people are still talked about. Like they're still popular right now.
All right.
College. This person went to Auburn. Okay.
Okay.
He was drafted by the 76ers, and he ended his career with the Rockets.
It's Charles Barkley, ain't it? Because I know he went to Auburn, and wait, what was it? Yeah, he played. Yeah,
he was drafted by the Sixers, and then this person was also finished with the Rockets.
It's Charles Barkley, ain't it?
Yep, it's a good one. Proud you got that one. I'm proud of you. This one is going to take you a little bit more because I think you're going to get thrown off on the college. This person went to Santa Clara.
I know it already.
Who is it?
Steve Nash.
Damn, look at you. Hey,
I know
what? I respect this man.
I know.
I picked two popular people.
I know college basketball. That's what I know is going to help me.
Yeah, no, I literally I didn't even look these up. I knew these. Those are the two
I remember Steve Nash went to Santa Clara.
All right, now we're going to the NFL. This one I know is going to throw you off. If you get this one, you officially earn respect from me.
Okay.
You may get this one. I feel like you would get this one. This person went to college at Southern Miss. He was drafted by the Falcons. He ended his career with the Vikings.
It's Brett Favre.
Damn,
I know,
this man right here.
You know why? Because he was embezzling money through Southern Miss's women's
That's literally the only reason.
He was embezzling money through Southern Miss's volleyball team?
Yeah, no, was it the volleyball or softball?
I think it was. I don't know.
I remember. Yeah, I knew that too.
It was a whole thing of, oh my God, I'm raising money for my daughter's women's volleyball team, and I'm just gonna pocket it all. It's like it was like a welfare scheme, whatever. It was terrible, but yeah, it's Brett Favre.
I don't even think I'm gonna need to say this one's easy.
And I know he played for the Vikings and the Falcons.
The funny thing is I saved an easy one for last. So if you don't get this one, I don't know. You must have switched it. I'm just gonna give you the college. So you can get it. This person went to Marshall.
Randy Moss.
Yep. That was so easy. Anytime somebody says...
See, the reason I know that is because my friend who grew up in West Virginia, shout out James S1Ep, he said that his dad played against Randy Moss in high school.
Yeah, no, Randy Moss is literally a GOAT, bro.
And he's like, dude, like, no one could guard him.
No, nobody...
He's like, not a single person on our team could guard him. He's like, he had like 400 yards and like 7 touchdowns.
No, it's ridiculous. It's just like...
I think my friend's dad played DB too. Like
Randy Moss is just probably one of the most ridiculous.
Well, he was
players.
supposed to go to Florida State, but he had some legal issues, and Bobby Bowden was like, "I'm not bringing a criminal to Florida State University." So he's like, "Oh, I'm going to Marshall."
No, I'll go to Marshall
because it's close.
It's
close
true.
to home. So
all right, I'm gonna give you another one just out of curiosity.
Okay.
This person went to Georgia Tech. He was drafted by the Lions.
Is it Calvin Johnson?
It's a good one. I started to say it, but then I was like, well, he's going to get it because I didn't have a team that he ended with because he ended with the freaking Lions.
He ended with the Lions.
Yeah, so, but, all right.
I'll make sure I come up with the ones.
Yeah, because I like this game because it's like, it's not trivia, so you actually have to think.
The baseball ones are hard, though, because
I didn't want to do baseball because there's so
many players who don't play for the team that drafted them.
I was going to give you Shaquille O'Neal because a lot of people don't even know where he went to college. I didn't even
LSU.
know. Yeah, I knew.
What was the last team he played for? Like the Celtics? The dude played for like 10 different teams.
Last team, I think he retired with the Heat.
He played for the Heat, the Celtics.
He played with the Lakers.
He played for the Suns.
Yeah.
He played for everyone. Dude.
He did, but also, he played for about as many teams as businesses that he freaking advertises for.
Yeah, true.
He literally has come out and people are like, why do you do so many commercials? He goes, well, they keep paying me money. Why wouldn't I?
But like, I feel like if you
I
say,
respect that.
I feel like if you say player that went to LSU, drafted by the Magic, and retired with the Celtics, and not a lot of people are going to get that.
I think he retired with the Heat.
Yeah, but like, I feel like a lot of people...
You know what a lot of people don't know?
What?
Who was Kobe Bryant drafted by?
Wasn't it like the Hornets or something?
Was.
And then they like traded him?
Correct. He was drafted by the Hornets. He never played, but he was traded to the Lakers.
I'm sure Kobe Bryant would have been as big of a name as he was if he was in Charlotte.
Oh, 100%. But think about that. Every time you say Kobe, just immediately thinks the Lakers, but he was not even drafted by the Lakers. They passed him.
I'm saying he would not be known as big of like a player if he was on the Hornets.
I don't believe that.
No, it don't matter.
Anyway, all right. So
I got one for you guys.
Okay,
I'm curious to see if you can get this. I'm sure you probably will, but it's NBA.
Okay.
So this guy went to Duke.
That narrows it down.
Yeah, it does.
It does. That's why I figured you guys could get it. He left the NBA with the Miami Heat.
He left with the Miami Heat?
That's where he ended his career.
Jeez. Oh, God.
Wait, what was the team that drafted him?
Minnesota Timberwolves.
Is it like Christian Laettner? Because I'm pretty sure
Laettner?
It is
I
Christian
thought Laettner ended with the Timberwolves.
I was pretty sure he was drafted by that team.
I knew he was drafted by the Timberwolves, but I didn't think he went to the Heat and ended there.
According to this, yeah, he ended in 2005 with the Miami Heat.
Oh, I thought he ended with the Timberwolves. That's why that threw me off, because I was like, well, I know Laettner was drafted by the Timberwolves, but I didn't think he ended in Miami.
All right, I want to do one before we end.
Yeah, we got 10 minutes.
This player went to Texas.
Wait, what is this?
Basketball. Very recently retired.
Oh, it was NBA?
Okay. He went to the University of Texas.
Okay.
Was drafted. Oh, wait. Who drafted him? Shit.
It's already Kevin Durant, isn't it? Oh, no, we're doing retired. I thought you were talking about players that are still here.
It's not Kevin. He was drafted by the Trailblazers, and God, I don't even know my own one. And he retired with the Spurs. So Texas, drafted by the Blazers, retired with the Spurs.
Greg Popovich. Texas, he was drafted by the who?
Drafted by the Blazers.
And then he ended with the Spurs. Is it Aldridge?
Yes, LaMarcus.
Yeah,
Aldridge.
I was gonna say Aldridge is the only one I can think of that went to Texas, and that makes sense because he finished with the Spurs.
All right. Yeah.
So yeah, we know our shit, guys. Yes. Hey, now you guys know that we're not bullshitting.
I know
here.
where everyone. That's literally my strongest.
No,
place.
see,
it's just where players went to college.
I don't know where they necessarily went to college, but I know their career path.
No, see, I just know where
that one threw me for because I did not know he finished in the Heat. I could have swore he was at the Timberwolves the entire time.
He had such a weird NBA career. I mean, he's got like the most iconic college career probably of all time. But in terms of NBA, like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Didn't he make Team USA over like Shaq?
Made the dream team, yeah. Was it over Shaq?
I think it was because I think Shaq went number
Was it
one
Shaq
over.
yeah.
I think Shaq went.
No.
Was it Shaq or was it one Jesus?
God, why am I blanking on his name?
Because I'm pretty sure
Isaiah
Shaq
Thomas.
went.
Yes.
Isaiah Thomas.
He went over Thomas.
I'm pretty sure Shaq went number one overall that year, and Leitner went
I
third.
think he went 2, didn't he? Didn't Thomas?
Oh God.
I could have swore Shaq went Schwack. Wow, gosh, I need a break.
Okay, yeah.
I'm out here.
1992 round 1 pick 1.
Was who? Shaq?
Yes.
I thought he went second for some reason.
Hold on, I'll see who else went in that draft. 1992 NBA draft. Okay, so number 1 pick was Shaq. Number 2 pick was Alonzo Mourning.
He's not. He was a nobody. It's so funny. I mean, he was in.
Number 3 was Christian Leitner.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find other. Number 5 was LaFonso Ellis.
Oh yeah. I forgot he was in that draft. I thought he was 93.
A lot of no berries. Oh, Latrell Sprewell at 24.
Yes.
I'm sure real Warriors fans will remember he choked out his own coach.
He did.
So that's great. Who else we got in this draft? Anyone else notable? Second round.
I doubt it.
Latrell Green. I don't know why that sounds familiar. Popeye Jones from Murray State. There you go. Anyone else? Ron.
That was one of the dead drafts.
Ron Ellis sounds familiar. I don't know.
It's gonna be like this year. This draft is gonna suck. I'm gonna be real.
Hold on. Who's projected to go number 1?
Right now, Drew Timian, I think.
No, Drew Timian is too old. It's what's his name? Like Victor Wembanyama. He's like supposed to be one of the best prospects like ever.
He was 3rd last I checked.
From what I've heard from people, is that he's supposed to be like the best NBA prospect ever because he's like 7'6" and can like run the floor and shoot like a guard. That's just what people have told me.
Also, to be
like my friend who's an OKC Thunder fan is like, I hope we lose every game.
Oh no, no, I know who you're talking about. I was thinking of a different player. No, funny thing is the reason we said this is because he's going to meet up with Zion. Pelicans are getting him. No, we already talked about this. He's going to the Pelicans, and they're going to freaking rule the NBA.
Okay, so Okay, so right now, the NBA mock draft, they currently have him going to Houston.
Which is not going to happen.
They have one of my favorite names, Scoot Henderson.
Yeah, Scoot Henderson.
From the G League, going second to the Magic. And then they have a lot of college players, like Dariq Whitehead at Duke. It's all the freshmen that are good, because the NBA is not drafting the best college players, they're drafting the best NBA prospects.
Correct.
And a lot of those are freshmen. Is Hood Schifino on here? I hope he's not in the end, that he stays at IU.
Where's Trace? I have a bet he's not first round. He's not. Everybody keeps saying he's going to be able to be first round.
They have Drew Timme going 55th to the Celtics.
Trace probably isn't even
Trace
on
Jackson Davis going 28th to the Warriors.
Hey, I could use him. Actually, I'm shocked he's going for. He wasn't projected first round a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, they have
he was
him.
Projected number
they
40.
have him late first round. Do they have Hood? I hope they.
Hey,
don't.
you know what?
I hope
Trace,
they don't.
I love you if you go to Golden State. Trace, I will love you if you go to Golden State.
Look. The reason I hope they don't have Jalen Hood-Schifino on here is just because I hope he stays at IU a second.
You know why? Because I love Draymond, but we can get rid of his bullshit contract if you go play power forward for us.
They have Amari Bailey going 31st to the Rockets.
Dude, imagine Wiggins and Trace. Bro, that'd be unstoppable.
Yeah, no, I think that would be
dope.
That'd definitely be fun.
Dude, I just want a whole IU team, bro. Get Thomas Bryant, pull Yogi out of freaking retirement.
Oh, Yogi Ferrell.
Dude, Yogi Ferrell was a goat. Get Victor back on the Warriors, bro. We got the whole thing going.
The Golden State Hoosiers.
Nah, we literally got the whole team back.
That would be wild.
Take Cody. Oh, no, Cody sucked. But Cody, come on. Come on back.
Okay, so they have Oscar Tshiebwe going 47th to the Nets. I'm just trying to, because a lot of these players I haven't heard of. They're just like really young players that are like overseas and stuff. Like a lot of these like G League players, I'm just not very well cut up with. They have Caleb Love going 19th to the Timberwolves. They have the Bulls taking Keontae George out of Baylor. I would actually be very happy with that pick.
Interesting. All right, we got to get ready to go because we got to make sure we have time to get out of here.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so yeah, thanks everybody for watching. It was a really fun show. I mean, it was a long one, so if you tune in to the end, we all really appreciate that. That means a lot to us. We know that you guys probably have better things to do and probably tune out after the first couple of minutes. But if you stayed, that's great. I really appreciate that. I will definitely be clipping all these now that it's going to be a little bit easier to edit it, thanks to our fabulous producers and hosts.
Yes,
they finally figured out
MP4 files.
MP4 files are God's work.
MP4
All right,
files.
somebody prayed to Jesus for that. And you know, so that'll probably be edited and probably on YouTube in the next 20 minutes, low key. But yeah, our next show, like I said, we were trying to decide if we could get it in, but I just think schedule-wise, we're just probably going to wait till after break.
This episode had so much, we don't really need to know.
Yeah, we don't. We were able to get everything in here. So, yeah, super fun. Make sure to go follow us on Instagram, on our TikTok, and our Instagram, at Bloomington_buddies. I will be putting a polls up, as you know, that was a good idea. I didn't think about that.
I emailed you my bracket earlier.
Okay, so I'll put a poll up, and everything should be hopefully up by tonight. I'll try to clip some things. Our TikTok is up. Make sure to share everything for us. That'll really help. If you like us, watch us. Have our Instagram.
Tell your friends how bad Eddie's takes are.
Hey, you know what? My World Cup bracket is going to destroy you, and that's all that I care about right now. So, but yeah, make sure to share it on share it with your friends or your family, whatever. It really would help us out a lot. Get more publicity here. But yeah, until next time, it will be after break of 2 weeks from today. Enjoy everything. We may do our own videos on our own channels, which I will put in the channel description of Bloomington Buddies. Go check us out. We're also, thanks to IUS TV, we're on Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere.
Whatever podcast app is your cup of tea.
If you're a pirater, sorry, why don't you just go get it for free somewhere? I'm sure it's on YouTube. It's free, so no pirating. We don't support that. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Biggest movie pirater I know.
Okay, I don't do it all the time. It's only if I can't find one movie, and it's not really pirating. It's like those websites that literally have been around for the past 20 years that like everybody uses. Yeah. But anyway. Yeah, so it was a good show. I'm going to stop rambling before we go over our limit. But make sure to catch us in 2 weeks when we come back. We'll have a lot to talk about from our break. But once again, thanks, guys. For Quincy Bell, I'm Eddie Finn. Have a great night, everybody, and have a great 2 weeks.